Like literally have no. I'm like, come on.
I'm going to call the board meeting to order. If you want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
With liberty and justice for all.
The Elkhart Promise. Every student is known by name, challenged, and supported by highly effective staff, and in partnership with the community will graduate career and college ready and life ready.
Thank you, Ann. If you would like to speak at the end of the meeting, you can fill out the form in the back of the paper that Dora's holding up. You'll have 3 minutes at the end of the meeting to speak on whatever topic you choose. After each agenda item, I will ask for questions and comments from our vast audience tonight. So you'll have an opportunity to talk after each item agenda if you choose. So first on the agenda is a moment of pride. Ms. Patel. How do you pronounce your first name? Dia. I was going to say Dia. I'm glad I didn't say it.
Okay, my name is Dia Patel. I'm a senior at Elkhart High School, and I'm doing a moment of pride. This month, I would like to recognize the cancer awareness fundraiser that we did. We collected money at the beginning of a football game in the parking lot from the guests who were coming to attend. SBU and then the class of 2024 student government representatives helped out. We also put buckets out into the school study hubs, and if people wanted to donate, they could donate. And then we collected just under $1,000 just from the parking lot donations and the school study hubs. And currently we are still collecting money in the lunchrooms and then tomorrow during the parent-teacher conferences in the morning. And we have not counted any of that yet, so we have made more. And then I would also like to recognize staff appreciation. The junior student reps make breakfast for the custodial staff, the AIM custodial staff, before school started to appreciate them and keeping our school clean. Some upcoming events, we have Trick or Treat next week on the 31st, so on Halloween. It is ran by LSAC. It's where a bunch of clubs come together in athletic teams, and we have tables, we decorate, we dress up, and we pass out candy to the community. It offers like a safe environment for everyone to participate in Halloween and trick-or-treating. We also have Fall Fest coming up. FFA is organizing that. It's for all ages. It's on the 28th, and it has a bunch of events. And lastly, we have our football sectionals coming up. It's this Friday. It's against Penn at Penn, and it is at 7 p.m. So come support. That's all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job. Great job.
Thank
So
you.
much.
Next on the agenda are the consent items. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Okay, so we have to Pierre Moran, 9 polo shirts for our coaches, a donation of $373.50 from Albert White. The robotics team at Oslo received a VEX kit valued at $575 from Gerald Roberts. Then for the Michelle Hostetler Memorial Scholarship, there were 2 donations from the Porsche Club for $435 and from Brian and Melinda Inninger $500. And so if you don't know what that is, at the end of the year, a student will receive, students will receive from that scholarship or that memorial scholarship, a scholarship of their own. And then congratulations to Mr. Bechtel that he'll be taking over the principal at Woodland. So that's wonderful. And then also we have one retirement, and that's Lori Weaver, and she has 11 years with our food and catering service. So we are sad to see her go, but happy to see that she's retiring. That's it.
All right. Are there any questions or comments from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. New business of first agreement for services.
Yes, Madam President, members of the board, the administration is recommending your approval of an agreement with Big Idea for branding, positioning, and marketing services for the 12-month period beginning November 1st, 2023. We recommend your approval.
So moved.
Is there any discussion from the board? Is there any questions or comments from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have a license agreement. Dr. Staley?
Yes, the administration is recommending board approval of this license agreement with ULEAD for the servant leadership class at Elkhart High School.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Is there a second? Is there a second?
You can.
Oh, our
I
second.
will add just one thing. If you want to postpone this, there is actually, I checked this afternoon about this, and there actually is a poll being done with the students as far as this course and how they feel about the course. We do not have the results of that poll. It was planned before this. It's not because of this meeting, but it was planned before this as far as doing that poll and checking on the students as far as what they think of the course and so on. So I'll have that poll by the next meeting if you want to just delay this.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to delay.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Is there any questions or comments from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes to delay. Up next, we have administrative regulations. Doug Thorne.
Thank you. Tonight, the administration is presenting for preliminary consideration proposed revisions to administrative regulations DLC. The administration in its current format covers the procedures to be used by district employees for the reimbursement of mileage expenses. The proposed revision expands upon the scope of the current regulation and codifies the procedure to be followed by employees for both the prior approval and reimbursement of expenses related to their attendance at conferences. I'm happy to answer any questions related to the proposed additions to this regulation, and would appreciate if board members could reach out to me over the next couple of weeks with any suggested revisions to the regulation that's proposed.
Is there a motion to approve?
Actually, it's just an administrative
Oh,
regulation.
yeah,
So-
I'm sorry.
And this is just here on first reading, so if there are suggestions, I know Mr. Weaver had a comment about one change. If any of the other board members have comments, we can incorporate those into the draft for your review in a couple of weeks.
Is there any discussion? Is there any questions or comments from the audience? Okay, thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Budget adoption, Kevin?
Okay. This evening, to make this more concise, I will just seek approval of all 7 resolutions that are in your materials. Those include the 2024 budget, the Form 4 that shows the total budget. We also have to separately adopt the CPF plan, the bus replacement plan, resolution to reduce budget, which means you're granting the CFO authority to reduce either the current year or next year's budget as the state works it. And as you recall, I've said a number of times that the budget isn't really ours, it's the budget that we are delivered from the state. So that allows us to work the budget as they look at it. There's also a tax neutrality resolution. Talked about this a little bit during the budget presentation. This relates to our pension debt and reducing total tax rate so it's not impacted by the pension debt. There's one entitled tax anticipation warrants that allows the DLGF to leave interest expense in our debt budget. So it gives us a little wiggle room. And then finally, there's an adjustment to the monthly transfer from education to operations fund. And so with that, Madam President, I would ask for board approval for the slate of 7 resolutions.
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion?
I have a question about rainy day.
Uh-huh.
Okay, is that the total amount of the rainy day as it exists today? Or is this as an added?
It is roughly one payroll. So as I talked about during the budget presentation, there's 2 ways to gain authority to spend rainy day money.
Mhm.
One is to wait until you have an emergency, and then you have to do a sort of mini budget process and seek approval through the state, which could be time sensitive depending on what has occurred. The other is to ask for spending authority through the normal budget process. I've done that every year. We haven't spent any money out of the rainy day fund. Its balance has remained the same for quite some time, but so that is why it's included.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Is there any other discussion from the board? Any questions or comments from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the financial report. This evening, I would like to report a cash balance at the end of September 2023 of $34,778,140.21. And that's positive news. At the same time last year, we're up just roughly $100,000. So our cash balance overall, we're doing all right. Education fund and operations funds are tracking as expected. And then the last comment I would have is that ESSER 3, there's roughly $11 million left to spend. And as you recall, we did receive a budget amendment approval from the DOE, and we're moving forward with roof projects. That's $6.5 million of the remaining funds. And Beth has provided me a recap of remaining spending, and it includes some staff positions, PD, summer school, ethos science kits. There's a variety of things, but we have a spending plan. We're on target and will be fully expended within the guidelines. So that's good news. That concludes my comments on the financial report. Are there any questions? If not, I'll move on to my final page, the insurance report. As you can see, September 23 was not a very kind month to us. Medical claims were significantly up from last year. So we are thankful that we locked in the new insurance program for 2024 at the time we did, because this would have had a negative effect on that revenue. That concludes my comments on the insurance report.
Is there any questions or comments from the board? Any questions or comments from the audience? Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Is there anything from the audience, Dory? Mark, do you have anything?
Just to remind the board that next regular meeting, November 14th at 7 p.m. right here.
Is there anything from the board?